All right, guys, in this video, you're going to learn the 7 steps to becoming a winner and dominating the sales board. Number 1, I want you to write this down. Winners are goal focused. What does that mean? Listen, they call their shot and then they hit it, okay? So what is your goal this month? Hey, I'm gonna sell 20 cars. I'm gonna do this much in revenue. Winners have something called a credibility score within themselves. When I call a shot, I will die until I hit that goal. If I don't hit that goal, you might as well kill me because I'm gonna give everything I got, so much so I start to trust myself. How many people walking around this world don't trust themselves because they don't ever hit their goals, or they don't find evidence that they're becoming this winner, so they have no momentum in their life. They have nothing happening. I want you to call your goal, and then I want you to have a date of when you're gonna get that goal. And then this could be anywhere in your life. You could say, hey, I'm gonna get this house. By June of this year, I'm gonna have XYZ in the bank to hit this goal. Winners are goal focused, they're outcome focused, they're calling their shots and then they're hitting them. And as you look at their life, you're like, man, that guy gets a lot done. Yeah, but it's because he's goal focused. Short-term goals and long-term goals. But I believe in 90-day goals, getting a lot done in 90 days. Goal focus, outcome focus. Hey, it's the Macklin Twins. Thanks for watching the video. If you want the free mentality blueprint, it'll teach you how to be strong, bulletproof in your mentality. Go ahead and text 480-780-2203. Again, 480-780-2203. We'll text it right over to you. Let's get back to the video. Text us, let's go. Number 2, this might be the biggest one. Winners are competitive, man. Listen, in the world right now, the number 1 problem in sales and really just in life is most of you are okay taking 2 or 3. Most of you are okay with the participation at number 5. I've never been okay with that. I'm gonna tell you guys, pisses me off even thinking about getting to number 4 or number 5. I'm out here to dominate, not compete, okay? I'm not even out here to win by 1 or 2 cars. I'm out here to win by 15 or 20. I'm stirred up. You gotta feed the dog in you. Do you really wanna win? Do you really wanna have this big life? Most of your parents made you losers because they just allowed you to take 3 or 4. Knock that shit off. Sales is competitive. Sales is a contact sport. Sales is an effort sport. Whoever makes the most contacts, whoever is going the craziest, those people win. Listen, in your health, man, are you competitive? Do you want to get jacked? Do you want to pursue the best you? Or are you just like these guys that are a feather in the wind, that are just going by, they're just blowing around, they're not urgent. You're seeing my energy right now and you're like, Ian, you're a little extreme. It's extreme to have a great life. It's extreme to have great children. It's extreme the amount of effort that it's going to take to get what you want. Man, I see so many people, they're not urgent about their dreams. They're not urgent about their clients. They're not urgent about their momentum. They're not urgent about their energy. And then you look up and you just see them with a trash can life. Do you want a trash can life? Well, if you don't want a trash can life, you better get competitive. You better look at a goal in the mirror and say, hey, I'm going to hit that goal. I will be number 1. Start talking to yourself like you're number 1. Start telling yourself you're number 1. Start walking like you're number 1. Start acting like you're number 1, and then you'll be number 1. Don't be okay with number 2, okay? Don't be okay with number 3. I see a lot of people walking around posting number 2, number 3 on LinkedIn. I'm not cool with that shit, man. I want number 1. Let's bring being very competitive back into your life. Number 3, discipline and structure. Winners are disciplined and structured. You've never seen somebody just at the top that just oopsies got there. Man, they know who to call. They know what their day's gonna look like. They know what's gonna happen. They're determining the outcome before it even exists. If I know the behaviors that I need to have in my company, just by the behaviors that I'm doing, I can predict the results. So if I have to call 200 people for the day to get XYZ results, if I just hit the behaviors, that happens. So I have to have discipline and structure to stay in that zone so that I can have these results, okay? I knew that every day if I made 100 calls and I got 3 appointments, I could predictably sell 50, 60 cars, okay? Every winner has discipline and structure in their life, with their gym routine, with their family, families. Their life is very predictable. If you follow them around, it's not that exciting. It's the same thing over and over and over and over. It's the same thing when they get hit with objections. They know how to handle them the same way over and over. Kobe Bryant wasn't going around and shooting all these wild different shots. He took a lot of the same shots, the same discipline, the same structure every single time. And when you can do that, you can make this winning formula with inside of yourself where it's very predictable to go out there and get these results that are the same or scalable. So be disciplined, be structured. Number 4, singularity of focus, man. Show me any loser out there and I guarantee you they got 1 million ideas, all of these great ideas, but results for nothing. Why? Because they don't just focus on being good at one thing. Listen, I see a lot of people right now, they want passive income, they're 19, 20 years old. How about active income? How about you focus on one thing and get really good at it so you can create this skill set around one thing. If it's sales, get really good at sales, and then I'm all about passive income and other things. You can grow into that. Winners are dominant in a couple areas of their life. They are very, very good. They are the masters of a few areas. If it's sales, if you haven't put 10,000 hours into sales, then I assure you, you're not a master, okay? So whatever that is to you, you have to have a focus and a singularity of one direction. And when you do that and you have commitment in one direction, you'll get there. A lot of people start something, stop something, look at 5 other things, and then they don't just stick to one area. They start a diet and then they're off of it. They start a training program, then they're off of it. If you got good at one thing, you're gonna dominate anybody else who tries to compete in that one thing with you. So singularity of focus is massive to winners. Number 5, guys, impulse control. This is probably one of the biggest ones. A lot of people, they start getting going, they start creating momentum, and then they have impulse that happens, which means like they had a long day and they go back to their old life. They feed their old life. They reach out to a friend and they go out drinking, and that takes them 3 days back in their personal development because they're slow and they can't keep up now. Or, they make the calls for multiple different days and then they get distracted and then they stop and they go back to the old them. Stop going back to the old you. Stop feeding your old life. Focus, man. Get consistent. Learn how to get consistent for 90 days, totally locked in. Stop using your impulse to go out and hang out with the weenies, with the losers, with the people that are feeding your old life, with all the bad habits that you don't want, that you're not happy with. Listen, you can fake happiness with everybody else, but when it comes down to it, you know the real you. You know when you're going and feeding that old life and you're not happy with yourself and you wake up and you're like, damn man, I can't believe I did that. I don't like that about me. I don't want to do that about me. Well, if you're feeding that, you're feeding the loser in you. So you need to feed the winner in you, and you need to stop having the impulse to go do loser things that don't suit the life that you want. Kobe Bryant said, man, everything that I did was about basketball. Everything that I did, Michael Jordan, everything that I did was about mastery. Everything I did was about this one thing, being great at this one thing. If you really wholeheartedly lock in on this one thing, you won't have to clock into another job. Always say lock in or clock in. If you're locked in, you'll never have to clock in. If you're not locked in, you'll have to clock in and you'll have to report to your little manager, and that'll be your life for your whole life. So if you want to create a dream life, you need to watch your impulse control. All right, guys, number 6, you need to prioritize time management. So many people, their time is just off. They're majoring in the minors. They're doing a lot of minor activity that isn't getting them results, and they're prioritizing busy work to make themselves feel busy. In reality, a lot of the things that you're doing, you probably shouldn't even been doing. In sales, the goal is to create a new customer. Yes, it's to service your old customers and retain your old customers, but the goal is to be in an offensive posture. You can walk into 95% of sales floors and they're on their phones, they're on TikTok, they're not getting new business. Your number one goal when you show up to work is to create revenue. And if it doesn't have to do with revenue, I don't really know what you're doing at work. I walk around and I see a lot of people that are just distracted. They're majoring in minor activities. What are you doing? Are you on offense or are you on defense? In business, if you're on defense, your business isn't growing. You need to be on offense. You need to be shooting the ball. You need to be scoring. You need to be putting the basketball in the hoop. That's how you win. A lot of people say defense wins championships. Not if you can't score the ball, dude. In sales, offense wins championships. So you need to get good at managing your time and setting your day up to score. Manage your time properly. Okay, and finally, winners are athlete-minded. What does that mean, man? Everything has to do with winning. All of these little things add up to this big winning life. Listen, if winning doesn't recognize you right now and it's fleeing from you and you can't see it all over your life and your results, well then you're probably not doing some of these micro little things that add up to winning, to where winning recognizes you and wants to be around you. Ask yourself right now, is winning attracted to you? Are you the best winner that you could be? If not, the goal is you need to be athlete-minded, which is number 7. Everything that we're doing is about becoming the best version of ourselves. Feeding the beast, feeding the hunger, feeding the knowledge, feeding the learning. What are you filling your mind with? Athletes, when they're playing basketball, the great ones, the legendary ones, there's good basketball players, there's great basketball players, there's legendary ones, there's icons, there's Hall of Famers. Which one do you want to be? I'm not after just being some normal dude. I want abnormal results. I want to be exceptional. But to be exceptional, you're gonna have to do exceptional things in all these little areas. The way that you sleep, when you go to bed, the negativity that you're around, do you allow it around you? Well, if you're a basketball player and you got a bunch of negative people around you and you show up and the whole game is a mental game, well, you can't play your best game. Same thing in sales. I see people, they're running with a group of people that don't serve this vision and this life that they wanna have. That's not how winning works. Winning will flee from you just because of that area of your life. I see guys that, they want this big energy. They want to be this great leader, but they're out of shape. You got to be athlete-minded. How are you supposed to go get this big life with low energy? Well, high energy comes from your body. It comes from a posture of your body, a posture of your mind. Okay, so we do things like the Total Recreation Program in our school community. We do things like training every single day in our school community that you can be a part of. Things that will brainwash you for greatness, man. Right now in the world, they're trying to convince you to be non-competitive, to just be flying under the radar. They just want to feed you just enough. They just want to give you $100 grand and let you settle and let you have a small life and show up to work on time and just settle. They want you there for 15, 20 years just living small. Well, if you don't want to live small, you need to invest in yourself. That's what all winners do. All winners, if you look at LeBron James, he invested $1 million in his body. We're in 2024 at the time of this video. This guy's 20 years in. His kid just entered the league with him. How amazing is that? He just won as a father. Playing on the same team as one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He's been investing $1 million a year in his body and in his mind since the beginning of his career. Guys, I got something to tell you. If you're behind this camera and you're not in the best shape of your life, I'm right now, man, I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm 34 years old, I'm 5% body fat, I'm 175 pounds, I'm going for that 190. But man, when I started with Andy, I was 140 pounds, man. I was drinking every day, I was running with the losers. Sure, I was a good salesperson, but I hated me, man. I'll be honest with you, I hated me. I got good results, but man, I was dying to feel how I feel right now. I had the urge to just want to go out there and just be better, man. I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this what I'm talking about in this video to show my kids that they can have it all. You can't go tell your kids to have it all if you're not pursuing the best version of yourself, okay? So in this video, this winner that you're creating, this is a generational winner. You can hand down money, and if you hand down a lot of money and you hand down horrible habits, your kids are gonna break. And when you're in heaven, you're gonna be looking down on a bunch of soft kids that have no winning mentality, and it's because of you, okay? So me, I'm after creating this winning mentality. I'm after truly living this winning mentality. I compete every day. I go hard every day, and I love who I'm becoming. I love who I am. So I would urge you, join our community, join us. Let's push each other. Let's grow together. And keep feeding that winner in you, keep feeding that beast in you. Follow this blueprint, it'll help you a ton. Let's go.